Nothing, no one?
Memory to hold data.
Okay, so it's something that holds data. Okay, so let's check here in this example in lesson 2. We declare two variables. We named the first one TMP and second one TMPF. Okay, so what happened in this application?
Will implement 70 and F.
So what is 70? What is F? What are the 70 and F?
The temperature.
They are the value of these variables. Okay.
Yes.
So basically, we declare one variable at the top, and then we start inserting different value if we want, or we can insert one value, and then we can upgrade this variable, update this variable anytime we want in this application. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's think of it as a box. Okay. So this box, we call it, we name it whatever we want. Okay, so let's say we want to name it, for example, first name. Okay. So this is the name of this variable. And inside it, what do we do? What do we put inside this variable?
Its value.
Fatima, come again.
Its value or the name.
Value,
or the
exactly.
string.
So we put here value. Okay, value. We put information. Okay. We put data. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so before we get started, let's do some practices. So let's say, so I'm going to write here, variable x equal 10, y equal 3. Okay, so let's say now s equal x plus y, x equal 3, s c equal x times y. And let's draw another table here. Okay, so this table should have 3. So let's have x, y, s, and c. Okay, so what was the first value of x?
10.
So the first value of x was 10. Okay, what was the first value of y?
3.
3.
3. Now what's the value of s?
13.
13. Okay, now what will happen here?
The value will change.
So x became 3. What will happen to 10?
Change the 3.
So it will remove the 10. Okay, this is not working like this. خلينا So just a bit. So let's say I have x, I have y, I have s, and I have c. Okay, so first x was 10, y was 3, now s became 13 because of the mathematical operation. Let's look here. We change the value of 3. What will happen to the initial value of x?
It will become 3.
So we will
3.
remove 10. So this 10 will be deleted, and then x will become 3. Okay?
Yes.
This is exactly how programming works. Okay, now c will be equal to how much?
6.
9.
3 times 3, 9. Okay. So now if I put, for example, here, y equal 4, what will happen?
We will
Equal
cross
12.
y.
Let's see.
It
So
becomes
here, this
4.
will be removed, and this will be 4. S
Yes.
and C would be affected or no? Will be affected
Yes.
or no? Yes or no?
No, because we
Yes.
calculated them previously.
No, exactly, Fatima. So let's check here. So the programming, the implementation or compilation of a program goes from the first line sequential. Okay, so here we have line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it goes like this. When we did the operation of S,
Line 3.
so
The
the
first step.
X and Y was 10 and 3.
Yes.
Okay, so this is why S got the addition of the initial values. Okay, now we changed X to 3. S will not be affected by the new X. Okay,
But C will
everyone?
get affected.
Yes.
It's the same in calculator. If you now use the calculator and start declaring variables, do you know how to declare variables on calculator? Do you know how to solve, for example, math equation x equal x plus 2x?
No.
Bella, you do.
Oh, no, we don't.
If you don't, you were taking a lesson like this.
على الكالكوليتر لا.
Okay, but
مش complicated.
you know how to do it by yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to see some practical things in variables. So now we're going to see more as hard coding, not. So this is blocks. Okay, so let's see here. What are the variables that we do have?
Favorite number.
Variables, my favorite number, my favorite food.
Okay, so we have two variables, my favorite number and my favorite food. Okay, so first favorite number was equal to how much?
1.
And the first favorite
Pizza.
food was equal to how much? Pizza. Okay,
Pizza
now if I run
too.
this application, what will happen? It will print 1 and pizza. Okay, okay, let me make it faster. You see, this is my favorite number is 1, my favorite pizza, my favorite food is pizza. Okay, so let's say I want to change these. Let me put this here. So what? I don't want var x. So x. So what is the first? My favorite number. Let's say it will be equal to now 10, or let's say 5. Now let's print the same message here.
It's gonna be 5 instead of 1.
So my favorite number is. So this is my favorite number. Okay, so let's run it now. So you see, the first number was 1. Now when I change the value of my favorite number and print it again, it became 5. Okay. Okay, everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now if I want to change the favorite food, it's the same. So now let's take a look again. There is something also interested here. Who can tell what it is? In the console log.
Yes, there are two codes.
There are two ways of printing. Okay. So if we can see here, we wrote my favorite number is between double quotation, and here we wrote my favorite number without double quotation. What's the difference between both? Also here, if we can see it, so we said my favorite food is between double quotation, so this is double quotation and this is double quotation, and favorite food was not between double quotation.
The second one, my favorite number, is written the same way the variable was written.
Okay, so but why we did write it without double quotation? What will happen if I write it with double quotation here? So let's say I'm adding double quotation here, and by the end I'm writing double quotation. So what will happen now?
It will print it my favorite number without the number.
Exactly, so let's check here. So you see in this line, we did not have the number one. We have the text, my favorite number, okay? So who can come up with a conclusion? Yellow guys.
And when we add quotations, the text is going to get displayed as it is. However, when we don't add quotations, it will display the numbers.
The number in it, exactly. Okay, so when we declare variables, it gives us permission to use these variables to get the information stored in it. Okay. So one way to access this information is to write the variable name without double quotation. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So every time I need to get the value of my favorite number, I need to do it without double quotation. Otherwise, it will consider it as a normal text. Okay, now tell me what's the difference
Between double quotation, it's a string.
between pizza, between this and this.
The first one is a value, the second one is a string.
Both are values.
Both are values بس واحدة string وواحدة شيء تاني بس نسيت
واحدة
اسمها
number.
شو هي.
Okay.
Number.
So نحن we said previously we only going to study two types of data for our levels. The first type was numbers. Second type was strings. Okay. So numbers are not put between double quotation. However, strings should be always enclosed with double quotation. Okay, so this is how we can differentiate between string and the normal number. Okay, this becomes
Yes.
very useful when we actually want to use a number as a string. So let's say I have one between double quotation. What is the main difference between one between double quotation and normal one? So what is the difference between one and this one?
The first one is a number, the second one is a string.
Okay, this is we already know, but why we use, for example, sometimes quotation, sometimes not.
If you
So
want
what
to
can I
display it as a text,
what can
if
I
you
do with this number, and what I cannot do with this number?
the second one we cannot add it with a number.
Exactly. So here I can do automatical. Here I can do mathematical operation. Okay. So for example, 1 plus 1 will be equal to 2. But here, what will happen if I do 1 plus 1?
11.
It will display 11.
Exactly. So, or 1 plus b, it will give me 1b. So this is adding strings next to each others. Okay. So this is not normal mathematical operation. Okay.
Yes.
Good, everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
يعني أنا لحد هلا ما عندي إلا فاطمة سلطاني وأحمد عودي بالصف. Sometimes سامي عم بيحاول. So this is something else also I want you to know before moving forward. So how we declare variables. So let's stop sharing this. Let's go to the whiteboard. Okay. So how do we declare variables? Okay. So first we use the word, this is actually, we're talking here JavaScript codes. Okay, now we will go on to see exactly. So this is JavaScript codes. Do you know what's JavaScript used for?
Programming.
What it is used for? It is programming language. هلا بعدين بقول لكم why. So this is how we do it. So we write var. So this is stable for everything. Okay, var is for every single variable that we need to declare it first. Okay, then we write the variable name. So here we write variable name, and then equal to the value. Okay, so this is the variable name, and this is the value of the variable. Okay, another way to do that, we can do, for example, var variable name, and we put semicolon. So this is a variable already declared. Then we can use it later on to insert value inside it. Okay, variable name equal value. Okay, guys. So this is
Okay.
one way. This is another way. Okay. So here example. Let's say, for example, var first name equal, for example, Hassan. Okay, here example. So let's say var first name, we put semicolon, then later on we put first name equal Hassan. Okay,
Yes.
is this easy or hard?
No, it's easy.
Okay, so
Okay,
far we're
so-
not doing anything complicated. Okay,
Okay.
Yes.
so let's now see them, how they will look on code.org. So let's go now to, so this is how JavaScript looks like. Okay, JavaScript is a mid language. We use it between front end and back end in web development. Okay, now it is the most used language for web development. It is heavily needed and a very important language. Okay, so it is, I think it is the most used language in the world. Programming. So Java, this is a normal Java. Okay, so it is used by 94.5% of all websites in the world. Okay. So 95% of programmers, of web developers use JavaScript now. There is no running away from it. So now let's check this code. Who want to evaluate this code? Anyone? So what variables do we have at the beginning?
Pet name and pet type and pet weight.
Okay, so we have 3 variables, okay? So this is, we declared the variables in here. Then we insert value for this variable here. Okay, so now in this lessons, we have errors that we need to fix them. Okay, so the errors are in line 14, line 17, line 20, and line 24. Okay, so who can tell me what is the first error? Why this is giving me an error?
عشان منا capital N أكيد لا.
Exactly. So
strict
this is the
order.
first important note. Whenever we declare a variable, we need to use it exactly as we declared it. Okay. So there is a difference here between n and n. So this is a complete different variable that this program is not like familiar with. This is why it will give you an error. So in order to fix this, we need to change the small n here to capital N, or we can change the capital N to small n. Okay. So now if I write here n, the error will be removed. Okay. So this is one. Now what is the error here?
There is a space between pet and type.
Okay, so this is another node. Space are not allowed in variable names. Okay, so if we see here, we have 2 words, pet and name. We do not put space between them. We stick them together and we capitalize the first letter of the second word. This is how we can say this is another word. Okay. So to do this, to fix this, we put pet name like this. Now what is a mistake here? Do we have variable called weight?
Pet weight.
Pet weight. And we write it exactly as we declare it. What is the mistake here?
The P is capitalized.
Okay, so the P is capital. I need to put it as small letter. Okay. Now if I run the application, it will work perfectly. Okay. Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now let's see this code without blocks. Now let's see here. When printing normal text, we are putting it between double quotation. When we want to take the value of the variable, we do it without double quotation. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so even here, if we can see the type of this string, the type of this string, the type of weight is what?
Number.
Number. Okay? Any question?
No.
Everyone?
No, no.
No, Stage.
Okay. Now we said we can implement mathematical operation normally on numbers, okay? Plus, minus, times, and division. Okay, they work normally same with numbers same as calculator. So if we do 7 times 24, the answer will be how much? 7 times 4 is 4, 7 times 2, 14, 15, 16. So it will be 164. 168, sorry. Okay. So what you can tell from here? So focus on this line. We're not passing a variable here. What we're doing?
We're calculating numbers.
We're inserting numbers and doing mathematical operation. Can we do that in printing in console.log?
Yes.
Okay, what is a better way to do this? Instead of doing console.log 7 times 24, what should we do?
نحسبها على الكالكوليتر ونحطها دغري.
No, we need a program to do it. So let's say we actually declare two variables. First variable, let's call it x equal to 7. Then we declare another variable var y equal to 24. Okay. Now, if you can see, we have yellow mark next to x and next to y. Do you know why? When I declared x and y, it is giving me a yellow mark.
Because it isn't familiar with it before.
No, because we did not use them yet. So if I do here x times y, the yellow mark will be gone. Okay. So now if I print, so let me remove all of these first. Let's focus on the first 3 lines. Okay, now if I print, it will give me the same answer. Also, there is a better way again to do this. Instead of putting x times y here, what can I do?
7 و 24.
No, this is the bad way. We're removing the bad way. I want to remove the mathematical operation from the log. What do I do? I declare another variable. Let's call it multiplication. Equal x times y. Okay, so now every time I need to print the multiplication of x and y, I do print multiplication. Okay. Here I need to put this. Okay. So this is it. Now I can access the answer of this many times later. Okay. Because it is stored in one variable. Okay, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to explain anything more today. I want you please to go to code.org and try to do some things of these levels. And also I'm going to provide you with the sheet to solve it. Most likely next week we'll be ready and we'll go over it all together. Okay?